The Covert Standard.
Shit, yeah. 3%ers right here.
You see, you just gotta elevate your lifestyle. Shit, I don't like asking for directions. I do love ass and titties, though, all day long. Hello again, once again, Covert Standard coming at you live. Not really, it's pre-recorded, but I like to say coming at you live for some reason. This is the Nitro Panda coming to you again.
Like a sexual thing.
It is. Hello.
Coming at you live, girl. Hey.
He's standing over a girl. That's exactly what he says. Coming at you live.
Coming at you live.
More of a dude.
Wait for the Joker coming in for the Aztec Warrior. Yeah.
He gets his trench coat.
I got weird.
I am the Covert
You
Standard.
guys never seen, what is that, the second Friday movie?
Oh,
Dude, I just watched it the other day.
Yeah, he goes,
Yes.
my little Aztec Warrior.
Never seen him.
So anyway,
so great.
so
Of course you
back
haven't.
again. I know it's been a few episodes since the four of us originals have been on the podcast, but we got to welcome back Chase, Bad Karma.
How's it?
I've got Dave from Cabal,
What up?
Balls of Call, and I've got D Hug,
I didn't
Dillon
like
for
that.
D Hug.
Sorry. Yeah, that was fucked up.
I don't know what just happened.
Hello,
Still
Dillon.
live. What's going on? How
Hello,
we doing?
Dillon. And yeah, we've been pretty busy around here. We're mapping out different things and preparing for others. I think video is one thing that we definitely want to pursue, and we're gonna keep working at that and trying to get that live for you guys because we actually have a pretty good family here.
Try to say I'm beautiful.
Yes.
He was talking about me.
Mm.
Throwing it out there.
So, anyways, let's go ahead and jump right in. I know recently we were talking about this earlier, and I definitely wanted to talk about this even more. But I believe Bad Karma and D-Huck went on a shooting spree
Jesus.
No.
in a
Kind of.
in a competition.
Kind of.
That's
So
better.
anyway, you guys competed, right? Is it still the 2-gun match you guys were talking about?
It is
last
still
time?
a 2-gun.
Try to
It's
go
still
every month.
open. You pay a little bit of money, and it's whatever they set up, and it's a competition of some sorts.
I mean,
even-
it's not to where they take it
You don't win anything.
right. You're not playing for money.
Bragging rights.
Right.
But the fucking thing is depends on the group because they split you up into groups. They put you into
Squads.
How many did we have? Like
I have
8?
Yeah.
Eight guys per 3. And oh, by the way, that people can't count the scores the same way because our guys counted it differently from another group. And so
What does that
super
mean?
common. It's super
just
common.
how
it
you
gets complicated
mark-
how they score things.
Yeah.
So, like, for instance, there was one to where you shot the same target with a rifle and a pistol, and on each target it has like a 0 zone, and then a +1 and a +3, and then a
For time.
Alpha,
They're
Bravo,
judging off
Charlie.
the time, right?
They add time, and then if you miss it altogether, that's a +5. Right?
So yeah,
That's-
to your seconds to your time, right?
Right.
I remember this from last.
And they
competition
also
I shot.
had a breakdown of like basically a kill shot. Like you needed a kill shot if you had two. Like if you had two -3s, then it was scored differently. So it got all confusing because they wanted to score the same target 2 separate times versus it being one target between the rifle and the pistol.
They didn't explain that, and that's kind of ridiculous. And that's
stupid.
So whatever to that. Because I mean, the last time we went, we did really good.
Yeah.
We did really good. But this time, probably not so much.
Yeah, we both sucked it up.
But what my story of the whole shooting thing is there was on our squad the goofiest motherfucker. Like he had the worst handgun. I think it was Sky. It ran into. He had a Sky.
Hold on.
Wasn't it a Diamondback?
Oh, maybe it was Diamondback.
It was
It's
a
still-
Diamondback.
still-
It was a
Okay,
Diamondback.
same thing.
You're-
Shit.
Diamondback rifle or Diamondback?
Handgun.
Pistol.
So you rocked a Diamondback pistol to a competition.
So, and he ran into so many problems with that fucking handgun, just malfunction after malfunction. He brought out, I think his rifle was a DPMS, which is not too terrible. But here's the thing. He had a fucking 3-9. I don't think it was a 1-4.
Variable optic.
Yeah, variable optic on top of it. He shot like shit everywhere until we got to the 200 and 300. And then he fucking put that mag on, and that's the only time that he actually hit anything in this whole fucking competition.
Well, yeah, I mean, if something's right in front of you and you just reach out and touch it,
well, no, because that's the thing. It's the like I would like to say that I'm generally experienced and I'm pretty good and I can shoot and I shot that pretty good.
Well, you like to say a lot of things. You like to say you're handsome too.
Well, I mean, at least I go out and practice and compete compared to some people.
No, I don't compete, but I do practice. We can do this anytime.
Let's do it right now, guy.
All right, where are we gonna go? Backyard?
Right, sure. I can bring out.
I'm here for a show,
gun.
goddammit.
But the fucking thing is that you need good gear. That's what I think the whole fucking story is. You can be a terrible. See, it's a good segue for Cabal USA. You can be a fucking terrible shooter, but if you can put something good on there that brings up like just magnification so you can see a little bit better, gives you the slight edge.
Sure. You buy a Ferrari, it goes fast.
Big edge, I would say.
But,
especially with
driving that thing as the fucking shooter, or as the driver.
Being the first on that stage is a big deal too, because the shooting steel is spray painted white, and then as it's getting hit, it turns gray, and it's behind a gray, tan, green backdrop, so it's not a whole lot of visibility when you're missing. And
how much stress is given to you guys at these competitions? I mean, are they putting you under a certain amount of stress?
Oh, not a lot for those.
So okay. So then here's where my disagreement with the whole good gear thing. Yeah, good gear makes you better, obviously. But I mean, I think I'm a pretty good shot with almost anything that I pick up, as long as it's functioning, correctly mechanically.
Sighted in, it's a big deal.
Exactly. Yeah, but I think that there's a stress factor difference. Like if you were actually competing for a lump sum of money, or if you had less teams, if you had less time to prepare, if you're going against somebody and you have to be quick about it, like I'm going up and then you immediately have to shoot after me, then I have to shoot back after you. If you add an amount of stress, that's where you can see, regardless of the gear or not, if somebody can actually have the balls to actually go through it.
But I think the stress factor is time. And when people think about time, you start fucking speeding shit up.
But when it doesn't matter.
It happens a lot.
But when it doesn't matter?
No, because everybody's there for themselves.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you this. Like, for example, with the distance shooting, the 200, 300, it changes every time. Every course changes every single time. That's why it's fun, why I go there. But you'll find people that you don't just shoot 200, 300 and you're done. You shoot at one position and then you move to the next and the next and the next. This last time we were having to army crawl, even though no one did it except for like me and one other person.
It was not much of an army crawl.
No,
it was kind of like the awkward dude was like a fucking let's get on my knees, let's put my ass out, and then let's awkwardly get to said station.
Not actually lay down on the ground and do a legitimate crawl.
Like I started to, and they were like
low crawl. We call it low crawl. Low crawl.
Yeah, one of the guys just kept on getting up and just running. Mm-hmm. Anyways, though,
I'm up. They see me. I'm down.
Yeah. I will say, because of the time and because of the amount of stations, people, particularly with the distance shooting, they start trying to sprint to the next one. And after they've done that to 3 or 4 stages, they're out of breath and they start sucking.
Yeah,
and
sure.
That's
so we're going into fitness now.
Partly, but also breath control. People stop thinking about that because they're getting stressed about the time and trying to do, it definitely somewhat into your head game. I understand what you mean. That's not real stress, but it's funny how some things play into it. Another good example was
that's actually stress though. That's part of what I was like the running. I didn't know you guys actually like had multiple stages to run to.
No, it's great. So it teaches you what you suck at shooting.
Sure.
That's why it's so beautiful. That's why I go.
Yeah, that's why I like it.
There was one stage that we did that was just basically built to be impossible as far as time frame and what you had to do.
So I will admit
no one
this.
could do it.
We used to do that back in the day.
Yes,
we used to go out all the time, and we had friends on Volusia's range. We would set up shooting. They would set it up for us, and we would shoot amongst those friends. I will admit this, okay?
There we go.
I can sit here and talk shit about accuracy and everything like that, but when it came to an actual run and gun scenario with 20 plus targets and everything like that, Chase was first place.
Oh,
but I was a close second.
Oh, that hurt. That had to hurt.
After everybody else, and there was about how many shooters do we have?
Is that the AK day?
That was the AK day. So Jason was out there with us, and Potter was out there with us. Jay was out there with us.
Potter. Jason is a known amongst our community. Are you going to drop his last name?
Yeah, drop him out.
Well, Jason will come on here, and we will interview him and get him to throw out there, But Jason's got an awesome rifle company you guys got to check out called ACI, Andro Core International. Check them out. This is a shout out for him. He's a long-term friend of ours, and we've known each other for a very long time. And he has a very successful business going on with some pretty legitimate items. And Jason was out there before the business. This is before Jason did his thing.
Yeah, when he started.
Just a silly little gun salesman.
But when we actually went out to that range, that's why I said I'm going to humble myself a little bit because I'm talking shit to Chase. But Chase did make first.
Thank you.
On that, but I was a close second. And then the third place was a few seconds off. Like it was like a bigger gap between second and third place. But me and Chase ran that range like it was nothing. And that was pretty fun, man. I wish we did do that more. And in a couple weeks, in 2 weeks, I have off. So I might try to make it out if you guys can in 2 weeks. I might try to make it out for the next competition.
The third Sunday of every month is the one we
so
go
then
to.
I cannot do it.
Volusia's Range, by the way. What's the name of the fucking place?
20th?
I'd have to look it up. I'll get back to you on that. But
okay. I want to hear. Do you want me to tell the story about the AK thing?
Well, hold on.
Jason,
Before you get to that story,
I'll talk about it because you were involved.
I don't want my window to pass.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
So there's
talking about gear, talking about good gear.
No.
We're still on this.
No. There was a dueling stage, and Chase definitely kicked my ass on all the stages other than the dueling stage where I kicked his ass.
Yep.
Dueling?
So both of us shooting opposite ends of the course, and then it ends with a steel rack where you have to shoot up to the middle rack. This rack plate.
Huh.
Yep.
That sounds.
It's a lot of fun.
I want in. I totally
Blades
want fucking in.
I just my whole
So
weekend
what's the
schedule.
gear that I need? What's the gear that I need?
Better gear than I have. Ooh, I had a gear malfunction.
Oh, thank you. I want to hear the story. Please tell me the story, or I'll tell it.
Well, maybe it's better coming from you.
All right. So there was.
Say no more.
There was a stage where stage was you go from 100? No, maybe it's not
It's
even.
the first
100.
stage we play.
First stage is
shot.
50 yards. You shoot at the fucking targets, put a few rounds on. You run to the next stage. Oh, you're going to be prone.
It was
you're going to be rifle.
75, 50, 25, I think.
There, better math.
Yeah.
Prone to kneeling. You run to the kneeling station. You fucking take a knee. You shoot a few. You run to another station, and then you shoot across the way, and then you run to that station, and then you run up and do fucking shooting with a pistol. So mine went relatively fine, except for almost falling on my face. It was wet.
It was very wet.
It was a monsoon. It was awesome.
We were shooting in a lake. It was pretty cool.
It was cool. We didn't have to pick up brass because you couldn't find it in the fucking.
Well, it's in the ocean now.
Yeah, it's gone. So
Yes.
so it's one person at a time. So I'm watching D go. D's doing fine. He gets to where he's running from the rifle to the pistol, and he misses something. He goes up to the. I think he went up to the station.
Yes, I did.
And oh shit, there is lack of handgun in my holster.
Yep.
So he goes back. He goes back.
suck?
No, but he does it fine. He goes back. He does the fuck, what just happened? And then he's like, oh shit, there it is. So he runs back, grabs the fucking hand, grabs it the right way where he doesn't shoot anybody, and then runs back to the station and fucking finishes it from there. So
At least he kept going.
More about have good gear. Cabal USA.
So
he should have had a Cabal USA, but
Well,
he
his
decided to have
holster-
another company that shall be
His
nameless.
holster, he has run it before. He ran it a little differently that time because I make fun of the way he runs his fucking G-code? Is it G-code fucking belt?
Well, it's a G-code belt, but the holster I made myself, and it's light on retention. And I've been worried about this happening for a while, but this is probably my sixth time I've gone out to do these competitions, and it's never been an issue. So I kind of got a little bit confident. And before, also with him harassing me, but also
Thank you.
I shifted the holster a little bit more forward so I could have a little bit quicker draw, and that put that a little bit more in front of my thigh. And so as I was running full blast, it raised the holster up, kicked the gun out. Gun goes into water/mud. I immediately stop because in certain competitions, that's an automatic DQ.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's a
Yep,
huge
very much
safety
so.
thing. I let the RO, he's like, no, just pick it up, be safe. And so I very safely grab the gun, go run to my next station, present the gun, and I see nothing but mud. So I go ahead and just shoot until I can see my sights. And that's how I ended that station.
And it's a Glock, so of course it worked.
Beautiful.
Yeah, ran fine.
Beautiful.
But because
1987 Glock.
yes,
Nice.
OG, it can go through a metal detector and nobody knows kind of Glock.
He's just kidding about that, guys.
No, if the viewers didn't know, you run your fucking gun a little bit more forward of your hip, you're going to be a little bit faster.
First of all, if somebody actually believed that shit and was dumb enough to fucking do
Die
it,
hard, die hard, motherfucker.
That's all I gotta say. If somebody's actually dumb enough to fucking try that, we don't have to warn anybody. Let fucking take the labels off of this shit. If they want to drink the bleach, drink the bleach. But back on your
Better
shit.
Gear. Oh, the AK
day.
Oh, AK story.
So
my favorite story.
So this is when me and Chase, like, we knew each other. We became really good friends by this point. But this is like years ago, probably about 8 years.
Bro,
maybe?
It's been a minute.
About 8 years. We used to do these competitive shooting amongst friends, and
You're old.
we were running an AK,
old before.
and it was him and Jason running the AK. And Jason has got just as much of a fucking big head as this guy over here, and he's all about him. Like, yeah, I'm a fucking badass. I got this shit. I got the AK and everything like that. And Chase, he didn't really talk shit back, which was weird. That should have been the sign that he was like, okay, guy.
He was off his game.
He was not off his game.
You don't talk shit when you're better.
He was on his game completely. So Chase grabs his AK. I think Jason ran first, right? Or did you run first?
No, I think I ran.
I
ran first.
Yeah. So Jason's all like prepared mentally. He's like, "Yeah, I got this shit in the bag."
Yeah, he's gonna kick the shit out of me.
And fucking Chase steps up, doesn't talk shit. So this is how I knew that there was something up. Chase doesn't say a fucking word. He grabs his fucking gun, and this course is they got 20 targets. It's in the shoot house, out of a shoot house, and multiple targets and multiple stations you have to go with reloads in between. One of the reloads that you end up doing is almost close to the station, so we can see the reload happen before he goes into the next target. And Chase grabs his gun and he goes, "All right, ready? Beep." And he takes off, right? Ta-da, 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 ta-da. I mean, quick. He comes back. We all see the reload. He fucking takes the mag out. And you guys know how to do a speed reload on an AK. Take the mag, bump the mag against the fucking release. Mag falls out, shove the mag back in, slam it, rack the gun, and then shoot it, right?
Do it faster than you said.
Way faster than how I said it.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
So Chase comes back up. Jason's got his arms crossed, watching Chase go through, and Chase comes up for the reload and just fucking nails it. I'm talking about mag out, chat. Like within a matter of 2 seconds, he had that gun reloaded, ready, and firing. Like, it was amazing. It was so clean. Like, if you filmed it and used it as a tutorial video, it would be used for years. It was amazing. And Jason just goes, "Oh, fuck." And I'm standing next to Jason. And I'm looking at Chase like, "Oh shit, hell yeah. Yeah." He fucking rocked it. So, like, it was the cleanest reload of an AK I've seen. I'm telling you right now, I've seen videos of a bunch of different professionals, and this was the cleanest one I've ever seen. It was the cleanest thing. Shut up. I'm not trying to make your ego any bigger.
I like me a yapper, bro. I'm telling you, before running away to the military, you're Gunny. Yes. I love Gunny.
Yes.
Gunny.
Love Gunny. He fucking gave me, when I wanted a rifle, he gave me the option fucking AR because, you know, you're going in the military, that's what you want.
Yeah.
Or you can go AK because that's probably what the bad guys are going to shoot you with. And I'm like,
it's a good point.
Bad guy gun.
Yeah.
So got me a yapper, and I thought we were going to go to that. I rocked the shit out of that AK. Well, you got to finish yours. Rock the shit out of that AK, and I love a yapper. I love an AR. I think they're cool, but I guess it's the hoodlum side of me.
I finally came back. I finally jumped in.
I'm telling you.
By the way, I have the Optima. I'll pull it out here in a second. I'll let you talk, and I'll go grab it so you can play with it a little bit.
No, I converted you, motherfucker. Converted you to Glocks, converted you to AKs. You got both now. I don't want to hear shit.
He's talking to Dillon right now.
So
Dillon, sorry, D.
Yeah,
D.
Chase is on Dillon.
You have an AK, right, Dillon?
I love my AK.
You have an AK, right, Dillon?
When D first came down, D was all about fuck Glocks, fuck AKs,
and now
1911s,
fucking service
1911s,
rifles.
and fucking old school shit, and that's about it. Well, I win. That's all I'm saying, because he's carrying a Glock most of the time.
Definitely very different shooter, different perspective on guns for sure.
Made him better. We made him better instead of whatever bullshit.
Tradition bolt action.
Traditionalist.
Yeah.
That's a good term.
So
wheel guns and fucking bolt guns.
So Dillon, you have an AK, right?
I have a new AK. I've gotten tricked out, but fun to say. Next shoot that we're gonna do, they're doing an AK challenge.
Well, I have an AK.
Yeah.
You have an AK,
right? I talked you
Do
into
you
it.
have an AK?
I don't have an AK.
I talked you into it. I talked you into the AK.
Yeah, I did get talked into it.
I had to
It
sell
wasn't hard. It wasn't hard.
No,
but
well, because it was already in my head. Because when I was
like, oh yeah, well I just got one and it's cool as fuck.
Because when we were overseas,
It's $500, bro.
We
It's
ended up
$500.
training. We ended up training with a lot of the Iraqi army, Iraqi police when we were overseas and stuff like that. And AK-47 platform was how to be used. So we had to learn how to use it ourselves, along with the training that we already knew from the AR-15. You had to switch a little bit over there. So it was kind of two of the guns that I own right now were technically just something that I bought simply because I either had it in service or it was a memory type thing. That's why I bought it. Like it's like a not a trophy, but something that I can represent.
M9A3.
So I got the M9A3. Obviously, we didn't carry the A3. But we had the M9, but the M9A3 is a tribute to what I carried because I had to carry that as a sidearm. And then the AK-47 was just a tribute. And of course, AR-15, I've always got to have one of those on hand.
But so what's the old saying? Be careful of a man that has one gun and a shitload of magazines or some nonsense like that.
Versus
because he
the guy
probably
has-
knows how to use it.
Mm-hmm.
I like the principle. I think it's Clint Smith. Clint Smith says to be a weaponologist or a weapon master of all platforms. Get the basics of everything, because who says that that's the fucking gun you're going to be fighting with?
Mm-hmm.
Your gun. So I like the thought process of we know how to run ARs, we know how to run AKs, we know how to run FALs, bolt guns, probably not as good as some, and wheel guns.
I'm blanking on his name. Fuck.
I want to say
5 Rings though. 5 Rings.
Oh,
Moyashi.
Motoshiba?
Something. We're in
Mitsubishi.
we're in the middle there. Book written by a Japanese duelist from the Edo period,
That's
and
forever ago.
killed like 60 people in one-on-one duels. Or won 60 one-on-one duels.
That one.
Towards the end, he started using like an oar paddle and just
I'm going to fuck this up. Miyatomo Musashi.
yes, that's the one. Anyways,
Mr. Miyagi.
the book
That was really
was I liked it, and it was a lot of nonsense. The last chapter though was him summarizing his life, and it's very interesting. I like to call it a what was that? Like the best term I could think of was like a psychopathic poet. Like he was
good term.
I like that. I like it.
Dillon's trying so hard to multitask right now. He's got a bottle of Four Roses in his hand trying to pour it. And he's trying to pour, and then he realizes he has to say something else, so he keeps talking. He forgets to pour. He keeps talking. And the only reason why,
brought to us by a listener, by the way.
which is what I was going to go with there.
Yes.
Four Roses. This is a whiskey, a bourbon actually. I'm sorry, bourbon that was given to us by a dear friend and true listener of our podcast, Brendan. He ended up dropping this off of after New Year's for us to drink, and everybody knows that we like us some good whiskey, some good bourbon, some good, anything pretty much alcohol.
We will put up a P.O. box. If you guys want to send fucking alcohol, we will definitely drink it.
Listen
on
to
this
us slur.
nonsense.
Anyways, so what I was getting back to was he was very much against having weapons for aesthetic reasons and weapons for recognizing its historical value. His opinion was, fuck that. You should only have weapons to murder people.
I'm glad. When did you read this?
It's been a few years, but goddamn,
So it's in a
it's
book?
a great book.
What
But
was
it
the
was
book?
when you were down here?
5 Rings.
5 Rings is the
Yes.
name of the book.
When you were down here?
I read it in 2016, I think,
Okay,
when I
good.
was fit, not fat, and
What
very
happened?
motivated.
What happened? What happened?
Double D.
Oh.
Yeah, relationship had a big part of it.
It's always a big part for
Double D
everybody.
titties? Is that
No.
what it was?
I mean, I
the
like where
other D to the D.
I like where
the
your
other
head's at.
D.
The
though.
other
D.
D to the D.
Got
Double
it.
Double
Ds.
D titties. I like
Well,
where that is. I like that though.
With the double D
Yeah,
titties.
the double D titties.
So many different things to get done in one day, too.
One of these
We're
days.
talking about double D. still?
One
What
of
are we
these
talking
days. One of these days, the stripper story's got to come out.
What
One of these
stripper
days. Moving on.
No.
One
What
of
stripper
these
story?
days. One of these days has got to come out.
Well, it's going to have to come out from everybody.
Well, it
Everyone-
has to come out now that you said something.
Everyone's got
You know
a
what?
stripper
I had-
story.
Is it me?
specific one.
I had
His
to-
specific one.
Oh,
I had to-
no, I don't want to know that.
I
one.
know.
I had
you
to
don't.
recall that stripper story because Darian was asking about it after you brought it up.
After I brought it up.
Yes.
What stripper?
And-
My stripper story?
Your
and-
stripper
and
story.
to be honest, I don't know that I gave the story justice. So
All right, Fred, go ahead.
Well, I didn't go over the story. No, it's your story. You
Shit,
have
I don't
you're telling
even-
the
it
story.
doesn't have to
I
come out
don't-
now. It doesn't have to come out now.
I don't. We've already talked about.
We haven't even done the zombie podcast
Yeah.
yet.
No,
That's
that's
Episode,
like
that's
25.
episode 25.
25.
Episode 25 is the
Let's
zombie
hear about the
episode.
stripper one now,
Chase
because
is gonna go
I like to
crazy over
hear.
this
I
one.
like to hear you say it. That's
No,
what
no,
it
no.
is.
You're going to tell the story. I'm not going to.
I
I don't
don't-
want to murder this at all.
I don't say it as good.
Because when you told me I was hammered drunk, I don't remember all the details. I just remember laughing
Is
at
it?
the end.
Is it
It's the reason why you don't like strippers.
Oh, that stripper story. All right. I thought we were talking about a different one.
I guess Trace has had enough bourbon in him that he's actually going to tell the story because he doesn't tell the story to anybody.
I probably shouldn't because this goes on.
See, there we go.
Yeah, probably not. All right,
see, I knew he was going to do it. One of these days.
You talked him out of it.
One of these days,
you talked him out of it, man. It's all I know. We do have a stripper story about Jay.
God
we
damn
fucking rescued Jay.
One of the 2 times.
I have 50 stripper stories with Jay involved.
All right.
Well, I thought we were talking about when we went around my stripper story.
Let me make this odd ass
the original stripper
the chat
story.
roulette shit.
This odd ass statement to where I am both the most liberal person here and the most conservative person here.
I can see that.
Yep.
It's a fucking weird statement, but it's also true. I've been to 2 strip clubs and I was dragged to one by Jameson.
I miss Jay. Jay, we miss you.
Not the whiskey.
We know you're
as a
listening.
person.
I figured out a way to get him on the podcast via phone. I just got to buy the equipment for it.
When the fuck is he coming down?
He was supposed to come. I don't know. I got to talk to him.
Yeah, whatever.
He was supposed to come down this month. But I never really kept checking on it. So that's what happened.
I thought
How about
it was
let's
at
just
the
buy
end
him a
of the month
ticket. Buy him a ticket. You got a couple.
It wouldn't be that
bedrooms,
expensive
right?
between the 4 of us, or between the 3 of us.
Yeah,
the ones that don't have kids.
I'm game.
I wonder who those 3 people are.
I started to put that out there. I'm like, oh, that's unfair.
Where's
somebody's likes and followers just went down.
$30.
Where's the bus?
Wait, you're married and have kids?
$30
Where's
means
the
way
bus?
more to one of us than the
Jesus.
others.
Well, we could discuss that, but yeah, we got to get Jay on one of these fucking things. But here's the thing.
Okay. Anyways,
let me look this up and I'll tell you.
Dave was getting ready to tell a story about Jameson.
No, I was just gonna interject on the stripper story because I was just gonna add on to it. It's just homeboy fucking gave us a text saying, "Hey man, guys, I need you guys."
No, it was a phone call. So you lived way, way on the other side of town from me at the time.
Oh yeah,
and it would take 35, 45 minutes to get there. All right,
but
it was about the time for a shit from Friday to clear out of the bathroom. All right, since we already brought up Friday.
Jesus.
So I get there to your house, and I get a phone call from Jay, and he only has a motorcycle at this point in time. And he just says, I'm at the strip club, I'm fucking wasted, and I will drive this motorcycle home, and I will die on the way if you don't come get me and
That's
hang out
how
with
he
me.
gets people to come out.
Bro, he does that shit.
If you don't want to
That's
come
all he
out
does.
and hang out with me at the strip club.
We're all used to it.
Okay, let me also add that this strip club in particular, I drove past every day for at least 2 years at this point and thought, Jesus Christ, that's got to be the most disgusting thing ever. I've never even been to a strip club, but I also recognize this strip club in particular is fucking nasty. And I didn't even know at the time, but back behind the strip club is a trailer park. All right.
Oh, I definitely know that one.
We
That
had
is
to drive
fucking.
through it.
Oh, yeah. I have been in there.
It's a good time.
So
I had a good time in there.
And as soon as I get to Dave's house, that's when I get that phone call. I put him on speaker. And Dave's like, well, we gotta go.
Dave, by the way, if you didn't hear exactly how Dave's personality is, that right there explains it in a nutshell. You suggest something and he can hear it in your voice where you're like iffy. He's the one to go, well, guess we gotta go.
Yeah, I'll call your shit out, man. That's how it is.
I fucking love it because it gives
His
me
wife
some
was right
good
there,
times.
and she was like, "Yeah, I guess."
Yeah, I guess that's a thing.
Like, honey, I'm the only one that can drive a motorcycle. Come on,
I don't know how to drive a motorcycle.
That's smart.
That's a good.
like,
That's a good
way to do it.
like
we
that.
get there 3 hours in.
Oh, it was a nightmare.
It's like a hangover story.
Stretch marks and fucking saggy titties for days.
Oh, it is not a good. It's,
not a great recipe.
The bartender was better than all of those.
Like I
bitches.
said, I can say this because I've been to 2. The other one was because I was a groomsman in one of my good buddies that got married, so I took him to a strip club.
Subject matter expert right here, ladies and gentlemen.
I've been to a few too.
Well, I've been to one other
around the world.
Around the world.
The one
The
other
good ones.
was about exactly what I expected. This one was like the really bad homemade porn section.
Jesus.
like the camera keeps falling from where they're trying to stand it up against.
Are we talking about vacation porn over here? That there's like a fucking story
there
to
was,
it?
dude, there was definitely prostitution going on that I watched.
Are we talking about
And you didn't stop it?
the same place where you lived in the apartment?
Yeah, it was
On
it
the-
was down that road.
On
Down
the
that
way.
road. Yeah.
Right in front
Off
of
of
that
the main
paintball
drag.
field.
Mhm.
Right in front of that paintball field.
Oh, bro, I've been there in like a professional level.
I'm sure,
bro.
I'm sure you've been
Fuck
called
that
outside.
place.
Oh yes, I agree.
Fuck that place,
dude. Jay was all about the fucking bartender.
No.
There was a bartender.
There was a bartender.
Of course there was a bartender.
She
all
wasn't
about
even
the stripper.
stripping. No, she wasn't stripping anymore. He was getting the bartender to come
to
out
try
and
to
do
come
a
out.
fucking.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, he did
You're
it.
right.
She was like, I haven't stripped in years, but all right, I'll come out
Yeah.
and show my titties for you, Jay.
Jay
it
was the king
bad.
of shenanigans. I
Oh,
swear
fuck.
to God, that's why I
He
miss
is-
Jay because
he
he
is
made
very
things
good at
fun.
shenanigans.
He made everything fun.
Everybody slept on my floor that night, by the way.
It wasn't me. I was not involved in this one.
No.
Just throwing it out there.
No.
Well, yeah,
I made
because
it
you
on-
don't like. That's what the whole point.
I don't.
You don't
are-
like strip
I
clubs.
don't like strippers.
And
You're
you don't
right.
like strippers.
You are absolutely right.
Yeah.
You know how many times back in the day I tried to get you to go to a
Look,
strip
he
club?
doesn't
I
like
signed
naked
up.
women.
Strip clubs are
And you
stupid
had
as
some.
fuck.
You had
Fuck
somebody.
that.
You had somebody like Jay sitting here trying to convince you, who's like one of the kings of making you feel bad to
No,
go.
no. The peer pressure don't work on me. And
Yeah, but
strip-
is that really called peer pressure?
that
Strippers
is-
are dumb.
that is-
There's got to be a
strip
new.
clubs.
There's got to
They're
be.
worst.
There's got to be a new meaning for what Jay does. Peer pressure is like, come on, man, smoke this joint. It'd be
it's
cool.
Peer
it's
pressure.
the cool thing.
It's peer pressure
Jay's
to
like,
another level.
Jay's
is what
like,
it is.
Jay's like, hey, if you don't show up, I'm probably gonna kill myself. Ha ha ha.
Peer pressure. That's peer pressure. That's what that is.
Like, I don't
it's
know if
just
that's
on
peer
another
pressure.
level.
Chase
That's
is
what
always
that
just
is.
like, that sounds like personal problems.
No.
Hangs up
No,
the
no,
guy.
Guys, sorry about your luck.
Yeah, Chase is just like
he's on the other side. He's like, you won't.
He's like,
I bet you won't. You better videotape it,
you won't send me a video of this shit right now. I'm going to bed. Good night.
bitch.
Pussy. Like that's probably what would happen
Yeah.
on the other side of that conversation. No, but Jay was I fucking miss Jay. There's so many crazy times. Believe it or not, the strip clubs in Orlando specifically
Are garbage.
I have my face in probably about 2 of them where I cannot go back,
Have your face.
and it's because of Jay.
Okay.
There's several
Okay.
things
Sounds
that
good.
happen
Sounds good.
that basically I cannot go back to them.
Yep. No, I get that.
Because of
probably
Jay.
you should not go back
I've never
to
even
most
been
of those in
that
the first place.
bar. There was a bar that you guys got kicked
Cheers.
out of.
Cheers.
No.
Well, we got kicked out of
No,
Cheers.
it was
That's
Cheers.
that's impressive that you guys managed to get kicked out of Cheers.
And
I've
then
been to
still
Cheers
get back
a
in it.
million times.
Well, we still
I
got
love
back in.
Cheers.
but
Yeah,
we got kicked out.
No. And I don't want to say the name because it's too specific. I don't want to give anything away. But it was a particular story that he stole a girl's cell phone.
Oh.
So
Oh,
that
shit.
He, so he
that place
thought,
doesn't exist anymore, so we can talk about it.
We can't talk about
no. It's still there.
No,
Pretzels?
No.
Because I got kicked out of there too.
No. The story that you're talking about doesn't exist anymore. That place is actually shut down.
I think someone could probably.
I was there
Google
that
it.
night.
Yeah, I know.
I was fucking there that night.
You told me about it along with Jay, but so he took a girl's cell phone or maybe a purse so he could be like the hero of like, oh, look. But
Hey,
he
I
got,
found this.
yeah,
But they
It
looked
sounds
at
like
him.
Jay. Go away,
which is the dumbest
Jesus.
thing ever. But yeah, of course, Jay would try to do some dumb shit like that. But
He's drunk.
And I think it was either like right before he gave it back to her or right after he gave it back to her, security pulled up camera footage and saw that it was him and then quickly escorted him out of the building.
Yeah.
Said, do not ever come back.
That was
again."
also the time that Jay got into a fight outside of that bar and he blacked out, didn't remember the fight, but he almost he tore that motherfucker apart.
Hey, dude,
Yeah.
I had to pick up Jay and Dillon off a fucking bar.
Cheers.
Yes.
Yeah, I was there that night too.
Like, I got a
remember
phone
him
call
I
as
remember
soon as I
telling
get
him
off
that
of
night,
work.
which was very true. This is way before I took concealed carry or my personal own safety seriously.
Seriously, yeah.
And I'm lacking in a lot of things still, but I take it way more seriously than I did 5-6 years ago.
Absolutely.
But at the time, I remember telling him, "Listen, I will absolutely back you up in a fight, but I am terrible at fighting." I'm just letting you know now. Like, I'll fight somebody. I'll lose. I'll probably lose, but I'll fight.
That is like the perfect fucking Dillon expression right there. That was you. Yes. All right.
Look, guys, before we go out, I just want to say this.
Good morrow,
good
morrow,
morrow.
motherfuckers.
I just want to say this, that I have no problem getting your guys' back no matter what, but I'm not good.
I will play the white guy role. And, he fucked me up. Fuck him.
I know how to form a fist, but whatever direction it goes, it just goes. Okay, I don't know how to.
I'm not a fighter.
I don't know how to
And
fight.
you know what's really funny is that he was so
Respect.
drunk that he translated that because he told me later that I told him that I wouldn't help him in a fight.
Damn it.
I was like, no, bro, I told you. I would have your back.
He's like, why,
I'm just
why
not good
wouldn't
at
you help
fighting.
me? Why wouldn't you help me?
Why wouldn't you
bro?
help me
Why
fight?
wouldn't you help me fight, man?
Of course I'd fucking help you fight.
I have a general rule.
He was a bad person to be friends
But
with.
still,
God,
man.
I fucking
so
love
I
him.
show
I miss
up.
him so much.
What was the time that I showed up to that place?
I just
Because,
kept on like hanging out with you two back then. I'm like, that's a felony. That's a felony. That's a felony. Like that's ruined my career for life.
Yeah, me and Jay definitely went through a lot of fucked up adventures, and I can believe you saying, looking at me and Jay at that time, going, "No, that's a felony. That's a felony." By the way, ladies and gentlemen, I did not commit any felonies. These are just figments of everybody's imagination.
It's entertainment purposes.
It's entertainment
only.
purposes
Yep.
only. So moving on.
Tell me more about these felonies.
that being said, so I get off of work. I get the fucking voicemails. I call them back. Hey, do you guys still really need that pickup? It's like, no, it's a real thing. I need you to pick me up right now.
Oh yeah, no, that got
Meh.
that got bad.
Meh.
So, and I got the confirmation. I'm hauling ass over there because my battery's about to be dead. I vaguely remember how to get there.
It was ladies' night.
That's what it was.
Which at that bar translates to lesbian night. Which is fine, actually. Most of those lesbians are cool as fuck. I got to know a bunch of them. We partied the fucking our asses off. And Jay knew a lot of them. They was really in tight with a lot of them. But there was one chick that was fighting with other girls, fighting with everybody she could, and then she got into it with Jay, and he was blackout drunk. He was gone. I had already called and asked you for a ride at that point.
Yeah.
And by the time you called me, like, hey, do you need a ride still? I'm like, well, the cops are on their way. So
yes, right now. So I pull up in his fucking 1970 Mustang Fastback, and everybody's
in
like,
Jay's defense, he did nothing wrong. Jay got assaulted by a female, and then that was about it. The cops got called on her. He was in no trouble at all. He did nothing.
That's the first.
And we actually checked out with the cops. So like, hey, he's good to go. She's like, yeah, you guys are good. So
There is so many.
This
so
is the
many
only
stories.
time I'll defend Jay's honor.
the only time it's on record now, Jay. You're in trouble. That's your one time.
There were so many times though. Like I have a rule. Here's my rule. I'm not expecting you to be like a grandmaster, kung fu master, or anything like that. But as a man in this world, you must be able to at least defend yourself or stand up for yourself. Period. Because if you cannot do that for yourself, then there's no, there's a boundary when you come, making a family and trying to protect them.
Fitness plays a role in that?
No, absolutely.
Tell me more.
Fitness does. But I mean, regardless, you should have the mentality of knowing in your mind that at any dangerous spot, you should be able to react, right? So here's my rule. Usually, everybody knows this rule. You guys already fucking know this rule. I don't have to explain it to you. But for the listeners out there, if I'm out in town, I'm not out in town to look for trouble. I'm out in town because I'm actually stepping out of my comfort zone to just do something different, to have a good time. Whether it be drinking, going to watch a football game, or a fight from UFC and shit like that. It's just something to have a good time, something that's out of the element of what we normally do on a daily basis. When I'm out there, if there are crazies, because there are crazies, if there are people that are trying to attack, there are always people to attack, and there happens to be a multitude of people, I don't want to be alone. I expect the people that I'm with, fighter or no fighter, to be able to at least help me out in a situation where I'm not sitting here getting my ass beat by 12 people. We are all there together. We should all be able to defend together. That's kind of my rule. Again, it's unspoken. I don't think I have to worry about that.
I've never been a motherfucker to watch my friend get in a fight.
I've had that happen to me so many times or not so many times.
That's
a
just
couple.
how you
Sorry,
know
a couple.
someone's not a friend.
Yeah, but I've had times.
Cut that bitch out of your life. You don't need them.
I've had times when I've been jumped and it's only me and my best friend, like at the time. Still my best friend today, Lou. Me and him got jumped by 10 people, but we still stood it until the end of the fight, period. He fought, I fought, that was it. But I've been in times where one of us got jumped by like 4 people, and there's like 6 people with us, and like 3 of them didn't even want to bother. They just stood there and watched us get punched in the face and get jumped.
That's some shit from when you're young.
Yeah.
Right. Both probably the fighting, but also the people that did nothing. And back then, you just didn't know. Like most people don't know what constitutes a friend. Back in the day when you're younger,
Yep.
I think it's still a thing today.
It's still a thing. It's still a thing. Yeah.
As you get older, I feel like most people get better at it, of recognizing like, oh, this is what's called character, and this asshole doesn't have it. I need to cut him out of my life.
Yeah.
Shit, it actually almost happened at the same bar that we're talking about.
Thick
like
and
you.
thin.
You, Jay, myself, we're with the ladies, and we're like, girls, grab all our shit.
I was there that night.
You were there?
Yes.
You turned around like, guys, I got to drop something off in the car.
Yep. I'm going out the car. I'll be right back.
But bottom line is we're in it together when we're out together. Period. Like I'm not gonna. everybody knows I'm not going to let you. Everybody knows. I mean, obviously we all can agree with that in this group, but everybody knows me, even if I don't even know who you are. If you're in a group with me and you get into a fight, I'm going to jump in with you. Now, here's the thing. This is coming from an aspect of grown men. We are all grown men in here. We're not kids, but we all understand that just because you get older doesn't mean the danger in the world go away. Mm-hmm. So you always have to be prepared and on your P's and Q's and watch your corners. And that's just literally how it is. And everybody knows that. But dude, there's been times, even as a grown adult, you go out to just a bar, just
Taco
to have
Tuesdays nights.
Taco Tuesday.
Those are the worst nights, man, by far.
Well, the instant that you were talking about just now, there was one of those machines. They're out there. It's a punch machine, and it judges how strong did you punch it.
Jay loves those things.
Jay did that.
And me and Jay held the high score over at Cheers.
Well, yeah. Well, so Jay
and we almost got into a fight because of that.
And Dave did it, I think.
We almost got into a fight
but
over there because of it.
in your guys' defense, he tried to start a fight with you over that punching machine.
He really did.
He went and punched it and then immediately tried to go start a fight with you.
Yeah, he was like talking shit. There was like
I was like, well,
there was two different people.
I mean, I don't like fighting, but he did cross the line. I believe that gentleman needs to be punched in the face.
So Dillon's actually telling us. Dillon's actually telling us. He's like, I'm down, but I don't know how to fight. And me and Jay, we heard him, but we didn't hear him. We're looking at each other
only
like,
because
we're
that
gonna fuck these motherfuckers up. Let's do this shit.
Guy all of a sudden had 10 friends in the bar.
Didn't give a fuck.
Yeah. No, of course. No, in my mind either. But I'm just saying, like, that's like, well, I'm not going to be very effective at fighting 3 people, but I'm going to do it.
Again, like I said, 10 people, 15 people, 5 people, it doesn't matter. Like if it's going to happen, it's going to fucking happen.
I can wrestle.
Dude,
decent.
grab somebody, body slam them in the fucking floor. I don't give a fuck. If they want to go ahead and start being the aggressor, then defense mode, period. See, that's another thing too. Is
you can defend with your words, though. There are some occasions to where you can talk your way out of shit.
To a point, judo. Hold on, to a point.
Word judo, yeah.
To a point, though. Sometimes people can misconstrue that. Do not misconstrue what we're saying. You can talk your way out of it by being the smart and the better person in the room. That does not mean go run and tell him the bully. Okay. Oh my God, he's gonna punch you in the face and move on. This world is gonna eat you. This world will eat you the fuck alive if you have a mentality that you can't defend yourself. Let me tell you something. Going through school right now, a lot of these kids that going through the whole bully. I've already said this before. Going through the whole bully program and shit. See something, tell something. Listen, man, you got to teach them to defend themselves because this world is the way it is.
I feel like that's a whole nother issue.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later because I'll keep going down a fucking rabbit hole on this.
Kids fighting versus adults fighting are different, and I think that. We have a lot of social problems stemming from the fact we no longer allow kids to fight.
We never allowed them to.
That's bullshit.
Or be outside.
That is bullshit.
No. I'm saying it was still never a good thing. Like if you got caught fighting,
it wasn't a good thing, but there was things allowed. They didn't start a zero tolerance policy.
Yeah, exactly.
To where if you got attacked and you defended yourself, you're both in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
That started in our generation.
Yeah, that was our generation.
Absolutely.
Well, a lot of it is
there are plenty of stories, and I know of people growing up in the 60s and the 70s that were in school. Teachers absolutely let them do it, and they chastised both of them for fighting afterwards. But that was about it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was not this thing. I think that there's a lot of egos that aren't checked, and a lot of pent up aggression from the fact that people are not allowed to fight at a young age.
What is our, if we're talking about this kid shit, what is our favorite psychologist?
Psychologist?
Thank you.
Jordan
Peterson. Jordan Peterson talks about what the fucking problem with a lot of kids today is that they don't have the opportunity to be kids. There's the whole kidnapping thing that was big back in the day, especially when
helicopter parenting.
Yeah. Kids can't be outside. Back in the day, most of the kids you would find them by look at the shitload of bikes. Oh, they're at their fucking house.
Yep.
Well, it changed in I think it was the late 80s, early 90s into fucking you have to have the kids home because they're going to get kidnapped by some fucking random ass person.
They're going to get raped or murdered
because of a lot of high profile fucking cases back in the day. I think that's a big thing where kids just can't learn to be people. They have to be in their house. They have to fucking understand these rules. They have to listen to what the parents say, but they can't interact with other people.
Education system's gotten worse too.
Oh, education sucks.
There's a lot more than just that too. Like simply because, like for instance, right now we used to be able to do a one income housing. One person would nurture the kids and stay at home, and then the other person goes to work.
That's
and
a
provides.
huge deal.
So right now, incomes and housing, just because of cost of living and everything, you have to have a 2-income house so both parents
It's
work.
a must.
Or-
It's a must.
So now there's
Or-
less.
Way more than that. Single parents are glorified. Not to knock single parents. You know, I grew up from a single parent. All right, so
Pretty
there's
much me
nothing.
too.
There's nothing bad about having a single parent, except for it's bad to have a single parent. You know, like I had character flaws that I had to develop myself at an older age because I didn't have a father in the house.
Me too.
And I think that the problems we're seeing also spawns from the fact that there's a huge portion of people that grow up without fathers in the household.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, massive. And I mean, you see it in the prison population. It doesn't it's not coming out of thin air. It's not magic. I mean, they're predictable things that just because it's a trend doesn't mean that it's going to 100% guaranteed if you have a single parent, then you're a piece of shit, but you're more likely to fall in with pieces of shit.
So divorce,
and do piece of shit stuff.
So divorcing, you know, is become like a trend. It's
just an out.
there's no more meaning behind
you're not
marriage
happy
anymore.
You're not happy. Well,
Just
just
divorce.
divorce them.
And then you
Don't
end up,
change things to be in a happy marriage.
Don't work on it.
yeah,
Right.
and then instead of working on it and working through the tough and the thing, because what you know, most people's vows, it's life and death, right? It's through the hard
Yeah,
times
but
and
no
good
one gives a
times.
fuck
Nobody
about what they
cares
say
about that shit.
anything
No, it's
anymore.
just that one day. But anyway, the 2-income household, what happens is you end up having a babysitter or a daycare where you send your kids. Your kids don't have as much human interaction with you or a parent as much as possible. And then when they do get interaction with the parents are tired from work. They're trying to work on things. They give them a cell phone or an iPad, or they give them some sort of electronic device to shut them up as a babysitter. Like as soon as they come home, here's the iPad, go play some, I think it's an educational game, but I've never played it. I just know that it says educational game. I'm going to give it to the kids, and that's what the kid's life is. So every day, the kid's life is, I got to go to a daycare or babysitter, come home, get on an iPad, go to sleep. And that's every single day.
Do you remember when we were teenagers?
And there's advertisements in those things still.
About people being outraged about, Grand Theft Auto, how terrible it is.
Yeah.
And parents were buying, I didn't know this was what I was buying.
Yeah, from the
Like, how
helicopter
the fuck
viewpoint,
do you
it was
not
amazing.
No. Yeah, I mean, I know that one. The real old school
I
one.
played that when I was a
That's
kid.
the one we're talking about, right?
Like taking cars? That's what we're talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, you're talking about the game.
Yes, the
Gotcha.
game.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
that's
How do you
yours.
not know what your kid's playing? That's
No.
bad parenting.
That was a game.
Don't buy it.
It's a game, and they didn't understand because games were too new. And there's
I guess.
There's-
Because you're not paying attention.
yes, but that
You
still
should
is
always
gonna
pay
be
attention.
No, that's a
thing.
game you play outside.
It is a game,
Stealing cars and shooting.
and then it
yeah.
does not. end
Not a
well.
game I ever played.
There's a lot of kids that play that game still.
Pussy.
Yeah, I guess
No,
so.
I'm kidding.
I guess so.
Anything that is older than 99, I can hotwire.
Older than 99?
Yeah, 99 or
can't.
older.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No,
I
you
feel
can't.
like it would
99 or
be
older.
the opposite. Like it's easier to break into old cars.
No, 99 or older, not newer.
Oh, okay.
It's
Okay.
what-
Okay.
it's what
Anything
he's
newer,
saying,
when they
he's
start
just
going
saying-
for
Apparently,
elec-
I'm too drunk. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
no, that's what he's saying.
Electronic chip and stuff like that, I don't know how to bypass that. But back in the day, the wires under the
Older.
ignition.
Not
Yeah.
that he did
It's the ignition
anything
switch.
with that.
Right.
The
Well,
ignition switch?
Yeah, that's
yeah,
where the wires come
literally,
from. Is
you
the
can
ignition.
just fucking hammer a screwdriver into it and
There's
run
that.
it.
Yep.
Well,
Look,
you
I'm
do-
not a thief,
That's
and I
one
know
way.
that.
Most
Yeah.
vehicles that are 60s, 70s, 80s, you could jam a screwdriver in.
You
Some
can-
of them have a bypass. We
you can do
can't
that
do that
now.
anymore.
Mhm.
Some vehicles you can do that now.
Most of them need a computer chip that's in your key fob.
Correct, but
Even your old school keys with the blast.
And then you can still get it. You can start it, and then you can go a good little bit.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
YouTube probably has videos on this right now
There
too.
is a good little YouTube.
I'm sure.
Best library out there.
I mean, I don't
Yes.
know. I don't know where we're at for time, but before we wrap this up, I want to talk about the wall. God damn it!
Thank you.
So
There's
everybody
a fucking
knows.
beautiful GoFundMe page going on right now. In fact, we
Yes.
need to look up what's the going
I
rate
think
right
Covert
now.
Who
Standard-
knows when you listen to this where it's going to be at? I plan on contributing. I'm going to be honest, I haven't yet, but goddamn, I love the fact that it is where it is.
Yeah, I
We're
actually want to
talking
go
about,
around
like,
the table.
Millions of dollars.
Millions.
It should-
It's
it should be a
one-
point.
What is it? A billion? We're
We're
trying to raise $1 billion.
Yeah, once $1 billion is what it's trying to get to.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about what it has now is in the well, I don't want to give any numbers out because who knows when we release this,
Yeah,
but it's,
let's go ahead
it's
and release the number
multiple
right now.
millions.
So
18 and a half, 18.6.
Right now we're at 18.7,
Yeah, that's awesome.
is
When I looked an hour
beautiful.
ago, it was 18.6.
Yeah.
So it is
1870.
the second right now. That way we get our facts all
January.
straight. But it basically what I
2019.
love about it is the American people are speaking out. That's what I fucking
Fuck
love
yeah.
about it. Because everybody's just all into the media approach and the politic approach. This is the people speaking. And the government's still trying to, we can't, because they're trying to make up an excuse not
Oh,
to use
dude,
it.
don't get me started on that shit. The whole fucking thing. Oh, well, that's great that you guys are actually trying to raise money for this,
But we're not gonna use
We're
it.
not going to accept
That's
it.
fucking bullshit. The people are speaking out. We all want the wall. This whole fucking Democratic
What's hilarious is that
Republican bullshit.
the way they would pay it is through forced possession of our money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But everybody volunteering to just pay
To
for
pay
it.
for it
It's not
directly.
okay.
It's
Directly.
because it's going
Okay.
against their agenda, which is
Let-
fucking bullshit. We
let-
want the fucking wall.
Let me be clear, because some people will. I mean, obviously, this is a contentious issue. So
Yeah.
some people listening will be
On the fence.
anti-immigrant. I think that's a pretty rare sentiment to have.
Illegal immigrant.
Well, that's what I mean. Though.
Yeah,
I think
he's going to get to that, I believe.
yeah, I think some people are anti-immigrant, but it's pretty fucking rare. Most people like us are anti-illegal immigrant. A argument that does not get talked about enough is the position I hold. I feel like that's a common fucking thing for me, but
The position I hold.
What position do you hold?
Good
I-
morrow,
what
good morrow, sir.
I really love immigrants. I fucking love other cultures. Listen, I'm very cemented in my values. My values I will not shift on, but I do love different culture all over. I love fucking the idea of traveling. I love other people coming to America and saying, I want to embrace the American way and becoming American citizens. People that study English, study, how best to be an American. They want to come over and they want to do a job here, whatever it is. I'm all for it. I fucking love immigrants. I just don't like illegal immigrants. And the biggest reason why everybody that likes immigrants should be against illegal immigration is that it makes it to where people that aren't coming from South America can't come here as easy. I mean, I know people from other countries that are very friendly with the United States. They speak the language fluently. They're trying their ass off to come over here, and they literally can't. And a good reason why that is because of illegal immigrants coming over by the tens of millions. And I don't have a problem with people coming over here to better themselves, but they have to do it the right way. And to think that they don't have to just pay attention to their personal stories it's an idea coming from compassion, but the result is it's fucking over a lot of hardworking people that have put in more time and effort to come over here legally and legitimately.
Versus somebody that just comes over on a bus and then that's it, they're here.
Yeah.
And I completely agree. And one of the biggest problems I have with that is simply because we have a society that is based off of a lot of things, all right? And statistically, or there are statistics involved in this. And when you just have an influx of just people who are just trying to jump the system for benefits of people that earned it from this country, then it's harder for us to control that and be able to afford it. And so when we have this influx of it, everybody's benefits that they're getting, rightfully so, is being used for people that aren't,
No one talks about, like, when someone's talking about how dare you question these people, they're better than you. Basically, if you're going to go the Tucker Carlson route and talk about the implications that the leftists are making, which is true, that they make the implication that the poor immigrants that are coming over here are better than you. Like, who the fuck are you to say that someone coming over here from Honduras is more deserving because he just trekked up here and is trying to jump the border than someone that lives in Nigeria and that has been working their ass off and studying English and studying in a profession, and they want to come over here and they want to be an engineer, or they want to be a fucking doctor, or they want to be whatever the fuck it is. I don't give a shit if they want to come over here and be a manager of a fucking Walmart. I don't care what it is. If they've come over here and they've taken the correct steps and they've learned the language and they've made a genuine effort, why do they not matter? Why the fact that because they're poor from a place in Africa or Asia or Europe, are they less important than the people that are in walking distance?
Yeah, I agree with that too. I mean, it's simple, but there's so many people that are like trying to. What it is somebody.
But if you're for the wall, that means you're racist because you hate brown people.
Yeah,
That's the fucking argument. It drives me crazy. Fuck you.
The whole point is we have to control what goes in our society to protect our society. America's America. We have a lottery system. We have a system that allows you to come over, but it's on our terms as an American citizen. Okay,
you have to create value for yourself.
Exactly, because if we just let it free, if we free roam, everybody can come and go as they please. Could you imagine the terror? Could you imagine just people just all of a sudden we just way too overpopulated?
The irony to this is that the position of open borders results in you have to tear down your welfare state. You can't offer any kind of government subsidies to people if you're going to have an open borders.
Yes.
That's the opposite of what people want.
Yeah. I want to give a little bit more information about my background as far as like the whole wall thing. I'm all for it. Reason being, my family, they came over here, they did it the right way. They filed for the green. They had a visa, work visa, and then they actually worked on trying to get their citizenship, which they ended up getting, which is great because they provided for the society. As far as there's a lot of other folks as well that actually end up trying to join the military to get the citizenship and showing their patriotic duties for a country that actually offered them to serve for the country that they love. And it happens to be the United States, and they end up getting the citizenship. There's a bunch of guys out there and women that went through this process. But the whole fucking idea of coming through the wall, or no wall, there's no wall right now. You just fucking hike for fucking hours of the day, not eat or drink water, and you're trying to bring families around with no training.
CabalUSA.co have the right gear.
Dude, I'm totally
wrong plug.
I'm totally for,
I love it.
I'm totally for the wall because who gives a fuck? My family came over here on a boat.
Fresh off the boat, baby.
Okay, so there's a bunch of common arguments about how the wall's not going to solve everything, blah blah blah. Listen, the wall is the most effective thing at making a difference that we could do as a single action.
Yes.
People will come over here on work visas and stay past. That'll happen. Okay, I understand. As technology gets better, it'll be easier to single those people out and politely ask them, "Hey, your time's up. You got to go."
Yep.
But
politely just fucking grab their ass and throw them out.
Well, eventually we'll get there. But you can start off with a friendly email,
right, Chase?
So
eventually, I doubt it'll happen.
Yeah, I know. But if you come out on a work visa and you go back, then you can come back on a work visa.
Absolutely,
that's the upside to it.
Yeah.
But so the numbers broke down to essentially 30%. 30% of the illegal aliens are just coming over across the border by walking.
Mm-hmm.
If you can have one single action that can cut out 30%, that's a fucking massive deal.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's definitely a deter. So it's a step one as far as security.
It's not going to solve everything.
It's not going to solve everything, but it's a step one.
But
presence. The presence is there of the wall.
People keep on calling for amnesty, but how old can it get? I mean, that happened in the 1980s where they're like, okay, all right, there's a lot of people here that we understand they're established here. Let's give them amnesty, and then we'll just take the border serious going forward. And here we are in 2019 with the same fucking argument over and over and over again.
Argument's been around for a long time.
It's like gun control. Why don't you compromise? Why don't you compromise?
We've
Probably
been
because you're not fucking compromising with anything.
Yeah. We have been compromising a lot. We've been allowing a lot of things. How many fucking
gun laws are on the books, both in state and federal?
Many.
There's over 300 federal gun laws.
So many laws. And yet it's still not good enough.
Why don't you compromise? How about you let suppressors be legal? All right?
That'll be beautiful.
Oh, you want to? We compromise 300 things. Can you compromise one thing? No? Oh, okay.
What about short barrel shotguns and short barrel rifles? How about that? Can we bring those back?
Because it doesn't make any fucking difference how long the fucking barrel is at all.
Well, ballistically, it's
actually
going to do a big difference.
I will allow a 10-round magazine capacity.
You shut your dirty mouth.
You red coat motherfucker.
You shut your dirty mouth.
You red coat
Finish your
motherfucker.
sentence.
On shotguns.
There you go.
If you allow more than 18 inches on the goddamn shotgun.
You shut your whore mouth right now. You did not speak this blasphemy.
Good job.
Good job. I love
on shotguns.
Caltech's like, fuck you.
Magpool's listening in right now like, you son of a bitch, shut the fuck up right now.
That's been working and designing this one shotgun for the last 6 years.
Well, just think, you could make a 6-inch barrel version. It'll be great.
It would be amazing.
Little stubby KSG.
It needs something.
10 inch KSG.
Those aren't bad to shoot though, but I'm
still
weird on bullpup.
There's that, but I'm less concerned with shotguns. The feeding has never seemed to be just quite right on it.
Like
compared to an action that just fucking works, like a Mossberg or a Remington.
Yeah,
I'm a Remington guy myself, but I understand the new ones kind of suck.
Boo.
Sorry, Remington, but stop sucking, and I won't have to say you suck.
That one.
All right, but those are proven solid actions, and I understand the added capacity is great, but I have not seen the reliability I want to see out of them.
Yeah,
they're close. I mean, they're okay, I guess. No, you're
they're
right.
not.
You're right.
They're Keltec.
You're right.
Keltec. They
try.
have been stepping up their game.
Yeah, they try.
They've been getting better, but it's not good enough.
I have. It's the sympathy for gun manufacturers that I have that I'm like,
No.
it's okay a little bit. No,
I support, but if you suck,
I'm not
you
buying
suck.
one. Sorry.
No.
Yeah, if you look at all the guns on the table, I don't see one single Caltech, and there's about 10 guns on the table right
Listen, if you buy a Keltec handgun for self-defense, buy a fucking different handgun.
No, the Keltec handgun is for the throwaway. Come on,
Duct
we
tape-
all know that.
Duct tape on the handle, and that's where we're gonna go.
Good old ML always talks about his Keltec. It's 11 ounces. It's not meant to be shot at the range a whole lot. It's a 600 round gun.
Yeah, so
Love that, man.
basically,
Jesus.
what you want to do is you buy the little 38 snub nose revolver, duct tape around the handle, and put it through a potato, and that's what you do because that's what they did in the 80s. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached another day, and we reached another.
Reaching around? You're reaching
We
around.
did
is
another
what you're doing.
reach around.
There you go.
after-
Where did I get? Why did I miss this? Why did I miss all the fun stuff?
I agree.
I mean, I thought
Because
you
you don't.
put a show on earlier. It didn't happen.
Yeah, well, I mean, next time pay attention. You can get the reach around. So anyway, coming out from us to you, and it's another successful and glorious day. And I love each and every time that we get on this thing. I think a lot of the times, just me hanging out with family is probably just what does this for me. And hopefully everybody out there listens to and gets some sort of inspiration, get some sort of entertainment out of this as well, and sometimes motivation just to continue on for you freedom loving, American loving people out there, the oath keepers, the sheepdogs, everybody out there. And of course, again, like I said, if you guys want to reach out to us and let us try another alcoholic beverage, preferably whiskey or bourbon.
I love scotch.
Yeah,
they can
and
definitely
scotch.
drop a contact us.
Yeah,
link
just contact
under-
us. You guys know where to reach us, man. Nitro Panda, of course. You can reach me on all social media platforms at the Nitro Platform. I've got also Chase over here. You can reach him at his Instagram page at Bad Karma Live. I've also got Dave. You can reach him at Cabal USA on all social media platforms, and of course DHuck_. You can reach Dillon at any. Actually, not any, but just Instagram.
If you want to see a bunch of random pictures that are never tagged in anything, that's mine.
That's his. So just
There
go,
you go.
just go ahead and just.
This is cool shit I'm doing.
He takes a lot of pictures of the ground and the grass, and it's awesome.
They're good ass pictures.
You see what the river's looking like? Check out this alligator.
And of course, the sponsors that help push this show along. Go ahead and visit cabalusa.co. That's not .com, it's .co, C-O, to look up for the best gear, because you must have the right gear. And he's got all types of awesome apparel in there, anything from hats to t-shirts, hoodies, and all. And be prepared for more. And of course, if you guys want some Glock holsters as well, we can go ahead and throw that out there. He has them on his website, some of the best carry holsters you can get on the market. The cool thing is that you, ladies and gentlemen, will get 10% off on the website when you put Covert Standard in the actual box for the promo code. So Covert Standard, the promo code, get 10% off. And here's another successful night, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. We love you, and good night.
Work your asses off. Stay beautiful.
Yeah, blue collar.